Hi, everyone. So Alex Jones, here, let me, there we go. So this is Alex Jones. He's the guy that a lot of you guys may know, like the meme of like the turn the frickin' frogs gay and like that whole song that it's on TikTok and stuff like that. That's this guy. I think he has his own company or he has his own like podcast, video cast, something like that. He's just a little nutty. But yeah, so anyway, so this guy back around 2012, 2013, I believe, when after the Sandy Hook shooting happened, this guy essentially was like, they're all crisis actors and it's all fake. He lost the lawsuit is what this article is about. So we're gonna get a bunch of news stories, just boom, 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 boom. I think I have, not all of them are serious. This is like one of the only serious ones. So I'm just getting it out of the way. This guy, essentially Alex Jones, he claimed that the Sandy Hook shooting was like a false flag. It was like a thing to get people to give their guns or whatever, made up a whole bunch of bullshit and lies. And essentially, it was a default judgment ruled against him, which is something in the legal world that doesn't normally happen, right? So this guy said, oh, this was a big hoax, that 20 children were killed in this, and this was a false flag carried out by crisis actors. That's poop right there. So this ruling is essentially that he wouldn't show up to court. He wouldn't like give his testimony or during discovery, he wouldn't give up where he got his information essentially. So the judge just kind of like cut him off at the knees and be like, okay, if you're trying to just drag this out for months and not give information because you just kind of want to be a dick about it, then, you know, it's over, you lose. That's kind of what happened. Not super, super crazy exciting, but that's kind of what happened. It looks like the Washington Post also reported that the Justice Department and FBI are reporting whether high-profile right-wing figures, including this guy Alex Jones, may have played a role in the January 6th Capitol breach. So the dude's up to no good. So yeah, he harassed the parents whose children fucking died and was like, this is all fake. And I'm like, what? Like, it was crazy when it was happening. And I knew about the lawsuit. I just didn't know when it was going to get settled or what was going to happen. I guess this is the conclusion, is that he done fucked up and he lost. So I don't know how many millions of dollars or whatever it's going to be. I think it was at least 2 million, but I don't remember if it was 2 million or if it was 1 million per parent, or per child, and there's 20 children, so it's 20 million. I don't remember what the number is, and I'm scanning through here and I don't see it. Gross. Okay. Let's see, he had to pay $150,000 in legal fees. Yeah, when he failed to provide his discovery documents. So there's that, $150,000. Holy shit. 75,000 pages of documents. Fucking hell. Yeah, he was just kind of rattling the case along, essentially, and the judge just said, fuck you. Yeah. He fucked around and found out yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I saw a question. What was it? Hold on. It was unrelated to this. Hold on. Okay, there it is. It52. What got you into doing MLMs? Okay, so I get asked this a lot. So here's what happened. Long story short. When I was 18 years old, I actually joined Cutco. I didn't know what it was. I had just moved to California and I needed a job and I couldn't really get a job. And so I saw this thing for sales and I said, well, like, I'm a business major at the time, you know, and I was like, I should do that. Like, a sales job would be good for me. Like, it would look good in my resume. And I walked in and it was Cutco. Didn't know what they were at the time. Didn't know it was an MLM. I was really blind to it all. And essentially walked into it, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I went through the little stupid training thing. I got the knife set, and then I never did any door-to-door sales, and I just kind of ghosted them. That's kind of what happened. But what started the MLM videos on my channel specifically, because I'd kind of been aware that MLMs existed, but it wasn't like something I thought about often. I just was like, hey, that's probably not right. Like, that's kind of scammy. So like when Cutco had that settlement lawsuit in California where they ended up having to give everyone back, like, it was like a couple $1 million divided amongst so many people or whatever. Oh, Kelpie, you didn't have to gift any subs. Thank you though. I think everyone who got subs, thank Kelpie. Kelpie, it's your birthday. Why are you giving me gifts? Everyone make sure that you guys wish Kelpie a happy birthday. And that's kelp sized here in the chat. It is her birthday today. But yeah, for the Cutco stuff, I realized it was like not normal. Like, I was like, that's probably not a good business model. And it was something I ended up doing like an undergrad thesis on, probably in like my sophomore year. Like, I was generally breaching the surface. But anyway, point is, In 2015 or 2016, I believe, maybe it was 2017. I'm so bad with dates, times, whatever. One of my close friends, she decided, her and like her partner were divorcing, and she decided she was going to change her life, and she was going to go back to the gym, start working out. She felt like she had let herself go during her marriage. And she was like, I'm out. I need to change my life, and I need to like get better. So she does. She takes on a vegan diet to start losing weight and everything. And she goes to the gym, hires a personal trainer like 5 days a week, like crazy. Like she was, you know, like, I mean, she was so ham on it, and she was losing a lot of weight. She was getting real fit. She was happier, more satisfied with her life. And that's cool. At the end though, she joins an MLM, which I think it was It Works. I'll have to go back and look at her screenshots one day where I was like making fun of her for it. Like I get so mad at her for this, but she joins It Works. And she starts posting her before and after photos, claiming that It Works helped her lose that weight when It Works was never part of the picture. And I knew because I'd watched her go through this fucking transformation. And I was so fucking angry by it that I wouldn't talk to her for like 2 months. And then essentially what I did was I had seen, oh shoot, I forgot the channel's name, Sorrow TV. I think Sorrow TV had done an anti-MLM video. And it kind of seemed like at the time when I did my first anti-MLM video, which was like, I think September or October of 2018, that it seemed like it was kind of in a lull, like Reddit content was in a lull. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, whatever. I know this is a genre of content. I was like, I'll just put it out there just to try something different on the channel. Because I was actually getting ready to shut down the Illuminaughtii channel. I had created a new channel back in 2018 called Thinkology. And I was going to do the type of content that I actually create now. Oh yeah, I don't want to see Alex Jones's face. Yeah, we scrolled away. Like, I don't, gross. I should probably just like, here, we don't need that. I'm sorry. Because he's gross and we're not talking about that story anymore. Oh, Pandora Papers. We probably should talk about the Pandora Papers, to be totally honest here. Let's go back to topics. I promise. And then all it is, I should just start titling my streams, this is just one big distraction, or these are just tangents. This whole stream is just a tangent. Because that's all I can fucking do. So let's do the Pandora Papers. Let's get that one out of the way because I did not actually include that on my list. So good call. So this is the Pandora Papers. You guys know about it, right? Paywalls, love them. Tangents are literally part of triangles. I'm not smart enough to know the math behind it, but I get the joke. So the Pandora Papers, it's this huge leak that reveals how some of the richest people essentially hide money. This is huge. This is big. This is a big thing, right? It's called the Pandora Papers. And this shows, I think it's like over 300 current and former political leaders, billionaires, and stuff, how they store so much money away. And I think it's in the name of $32 trillion that they're hiding away globally. So let's see here. So the Pandora Papers is 6.4 million documents and almost 3 million images. And here is some of the stuff that it includes. How big is the Pandora leak? Oh, I love visuals. I love visuals. 14 sources, 11,900,000 files, and 2.94 terabytes of data. Whew, boy. And here's how the breakdown of that happens. And then now, again, I didn't know about the Paradise Papers, but if you had heard of the Panama Papers in 2016, this is no shock because the same thing essentially happened back in 2016. And it was like, oh my God, now this is out there. This is going to change. No, it did not change. So anyway, here's some of the stuff that's inside that. So the owners of more than 1,500 UK properties bought using offshore firms included individuals that are accused of corruption. The Qatari ruling family avoided 18.5 million pounds of tax on a London super mansion. Like, how big is that mansion? I know we've done some stuff on like big mansions and houses and stuff, but how big does it have to be that you've avoided $18.5 million? Because we literally looked at a house in Beverly Hills that was like 17 million, and this is just the taxes. That's not even the whole thing. I really have a hard time comprehending like when the money gets this big, like some of the stuff you can see these numbers, like it's massive and it's hard to understand it, to be totally honest with you. So let's see this. Sir Philip and Lady Green went on a property spree after offloading the BHS retail chain, which went on to collapse. So that sounds like they moved money out of it right before, so they had insider knowledge of what was happening and they saved themselves. A prominent Tory donor was involved in one of Europe's biggest corruption scandals. Okay, not surprised. The King of Jordan's $70 million spending spree on properties in the UK and US through secretly owned companies. Azerbaijan's leading family, hidden involvement in property deals in the UK worth more than 400 million. What the fuck is going on in the UK? Maybe this is just because this is the BBC and they're focusing on UK related stuff, but that's a lot of money. Czech Prime Minister's failure to declare an offshore investment company used to purchase 2 French villas worth 12 million pounds. That's a lot of money. And then the family of the Kenyan president, which I cannot say his name, who secretly owned a network of offshore companies for decades. So essentially this is all about showing that they have, many of these rich people have many hidden like offshore companies hidden in like little tax havens. So this is what this is about. Legal law tax holes. Essentially it's like, you know, if you're poor or middle class, you're gonna pay all your taxes because you don't have enough money to pay for someone that can help you, you know, look through these loopholes, because it's expensive to find a good accountant, a good lawyer, all that kind of stuff. So for, you know, for us or whatever, that just means we have to pay all the money. But when you have enough money to pay someone to find you loopholes, then you don't have to pay the money and you can hide money in an offshore fucking account. Like I got my bank account. She's okay. Sometimes. I think she's negative right now. But she's okay sometimes. And yeah, but when you're rich enough, apparently you can just hire someone to hide your money for you like this. So that's the thing.